Hey guys, GNT here, and today I just want to talk a little bit about Batman v Superman. Yeah, I went and saw the movie. I went and saw it twice, and I just want to talk about it a little bit. And you know, I've seen that it's gotten pretty bad reviews, and personally, I don't really think the movie's that bad. Like I enjoyed watching it, but let's see. The second time around when I went to freaking watch it again, what I noticed is that the first 30 minutes of the movie is actually the first 30 minutes is pretty much kind of like recapping Batman origin and how Batman was in the city during the the Man of Steel movie. Yeah, there we go. Then afterwards, the movie just slows down for a while. And it just keeps doing that. It's like, right here we're gonna slow it down a little bit. Then we're gonna give you something interesting, speed it up. Then we're gonna slow it back down. Then we're gonna completely take you out of the feel of the movie. And then we're gonna give you something interesting again. Then we're gonna slow it back down. And then we're gonna go from 0 to 100 real quick. That's how the movie was. And I'm not saying that it was a great movie. I'm just saying that I don't think it's as bad as people make it out to be. Well, first off, personally, I think they needed more Batman in it. Like, no joke, if there would have been more Batman, heck, if this was just a Batman movie, it would have been amazing. Like, if you removed all the side plot and if you made it Batman v Superman, but the whole movie was Batman and then he meets up with Superman at the end for a fight, that would have probably been just an amazing movie. Because Batman is the best part of the movie to me. Ben Affleck was awesome as Batman. I wish there would have been more Batman action sequences, though. I mean, it was so very little Batman, actual Batman. It was a lot of Bruce Wayne, you know? And I guess I understand since they were trying to put so much and all these extra details and all this other stuff into the movie that they couldn't have much actual Batman. Because, let's see. He had the Batman suit on when he was branding the one criminal. He had it on later in his nightmare. Nightmare. Night. Let's see. He had it when he fought Superman, obviously. And then when he went to threaten Lex Luthor. So, yeah, it wasn't an abundance of actual Batman in the movie. It was mostly Bruce Wayne. Oh, also he had it when he went all Arkham style on those bad guys. On those hired henchmen of Lex Luthor. I always pause before I say Lex Luthor because that was a weird Lex Luthor. Like if he was a different guy, if he like was a new character they made up as a villain, I probably would have liked him more. But saying that he's Lex Luthor, or saying that he's his son or whatever, and it was, Heck, I think I would have respected him more if they would have just said it was just straight up Lex Luthor. Not trying to say that it's his kid or whatever. Anyway, that was the freaking weirdest thing about the movie. Everything when it came to him It was just strange. He, I'm trying to think of the words to speak on him. Like, it was weird, man. Like when he gave the dude the candy after the guy gave him access to the freaking Kryptonian crash landing site. There we go. Goodness, it took me a second to get that out. He gave the dude the candy and put it in his mouth, and then it was weird. It was like, dude, what are you doing? What is the point of this? I am so confused by all your gestures. Just the way that he carried himself was freaking weird. The whole thing was just odd when it came to him. And I just didn't understand. But had they not called him Lex Luthor and he was just some random new bad guy, it would have been decent at least. Because he wasn't, what's the word I'm looking for? He didn't seem, I don't know, intimidating enough to be Lex Luthor, I guess. But he still could have been a half-decent villain, is what I'm trying to say. And Superman, the thing is, I'm not a Superman fan. Let me start off by saying that. I don't really like Superman. I think he's a boring character. And I don't know, maybe he's not relatable or something. Or I don't know. I just don't like Superman. But anyway, in the movie, if he had more going on with him, it would have been more. Let me see. Let me start off by saying this. Movie Superman, like the last two movies, like in The Man of Steel, he was okay. But in this one, I actually kind of started to like him as a character in the movie. Like the way he acted, and then the whole Clark Kent thing, the way he did that going on and everything. It was nice, but there wasn't enough to really say that it was great seeing him. Because it was cool when he was doing it, but it wasn't like Batman. When you saw Batman, you thought, this is gonna be awesome. Whenever he was doing his Batman thing, it was really cool. When you saw Superman doing his Superman thing, it was like, meh. Because he didn't really have any character to him most of the time while being Superman. Most of the time while he was Superman, he was quiet. He didn't say anything. And he was just like saving people or grabbing rockets that were about to, crash and whatnot. There was nothing to show any type of character of him as Superman. But as Clark Kent, it was pretty interesting. He does a pretty decent Clark Kent, and I thought that was pretty cool. But it lacked Superman, just like it lacked actual Batman. So, title of the movie is Batman v Superman, but it lacks Batman and it lacks Superman. Like, the other characters in the movie, they could have not shown up, and it would have been like, okay. Like, the amount of Wonder Woman you get in the movie, it's like, okay, her name wasn't in the title. I shouldn't see her that much. But Batman and Superman, there was not enough Batman and Superman to be calling it that. Goodness. But still, it was, I always have a hard time getting out the thoughts on this movie. And because I don't have it to watch 2 to 3 more times to really get a grasp on everything, and because I don't want to go spend more money, because I paid for me and other people when I went to go see it both times, I don't want to buy any more tickets. So I can't go and look through it again to see anything else that I would want to talk on. Oh, Death of Superman. Horrible. That's one thing that I can't make any excuses for. That was horrible. I mean, you probably should have expected it when you saw Doomsday. Oh, also, Doomsday horrible. He was so weird looking. But it was bad. It was bad. And not bad because of the way it was done. Like, as far as the scene was cool, but it would have been cooler had we seen enough Superman to care that he was dead. I'm sorry, we didn't see enough Superman to care that he died. I mean, some people probably, felt like, oh, well, I like Superman, I know Superman, so I feel bad to see him dead, but I didn't get attached enough to him to care that he was killed, Also, since I've read a few comics and seen quite a few animated movies, I know that Superman doesn't ever stay dead. So I felt nothing. Like, had they killed Batman, I would have felt worse than that. But Superman, nah. I couldn't feel anything. Heck, I felt worse when Lex Luthor's assistant blew up in that room with the bomb. When Mercy blew up, I was like, oh no! They got her. No! What are you doing? You can't blow her up. But Superman, I was like, yeah, it's this. He'll be back. It wasn't enough build up for me to care. My goodness. Sorry. I usually don't have to think so hard on these things because I usually have the material right here and I can just rewatch it over and over and over until I'm fully ready to express my opinions. But with a movie in the theaters, it takes me a little bit more effort, a little bit more thought. So you have to give me seconds to pause and think about what I would like to put in here next. Also, the Batman fight scene when he when he jumped through the floor and started wailing on the guys in the warehouse. It kind of sucked, and not because it was good. It wasn't good. It was really good, but it sucked because they showed you that in the trailer. So when you go in the theater and watch it, it's like, well, I've seen this now. Now it has no impact, Like, I assumed, which I usually don't. Usually when I see stuff in the trailer, I'm like, that's going to be the only action scene in the movie like this. But for this one, I assumed that there was going to be another scene where Batman was doing his bat thing and whooping on people. But that was the only one. And they showed it in a trailer. So it ruined it for me. I mean, it was still cool and all, but it was ruined. Because I wasn't really hyped and excited when it happened. Goodness, and that was like the freaking best fight scene in the movie. Because the Batman and Superman fight was really good and really epic and whatnot. But it wasn't that type of yeah, that works. Oomph. It didn't have that oomph. That Batman flying through the floor and just messing people up. That had great feeling to me. Like the guy was standing there with the gun and they were pointing at the door and whatnot, and then he just came through the wall and grabbed the guy. I was like, yeah, that's hot. That is awesome. But during the whole Batman and Superman fight, you automatically assume Batman's going to come here prepared. He's going to have kryptonite. He's going to slow down Superman. He's going to do some stuff to him, beat him on him a little bit, and then something's going to happen to where he doesn't end Superman, because that's the way it always goes. He never ends Superman, but they always show you that he could have ended Superman, which is kind of dumb. I mean, it's whatever. Not a Superman fan, but it's even I think it's dumb that Batman's even allowed to have this much time to wail on Superman, that he's even allowed to try and fight Superman. And that's just, it's just that at this point, I guess I guess it'd be different for someone that's casual to the comic book genre. Like, a person who doesn't see this stuff all the freaking time. They would be like, oh, it's awesome, it's amazing, but when you're freaking reading DC Comics all the time, because that's mostly what I read, and the occasional Marvel comics, you start to get numb to this stuff. Like, it's great to see it in the movie, but it's always about what you expected. At least with DC. With Marvel, it surprises me every once in a while. It's it's pretty awesome, but we're not here talking about Marvel. We're talking about DC and their Batman v Superman, which had no real surprises. And that's mostly their own fault, because all the surprises were released in their trailers. That's all there is to it. They showed you everything that would be interesting about the movie before the movie. So once you get into it, the only things that you can really feel good while watching, or rather the things that you can really get into, are like the dialogues that Bruce Wayne has with people, and seeing how people are acting with Superman and stuff like that, seeing how Batman has been basically super brutal in Gotham on criminals, and seeing how this freaking senator, I believe she was a senator, was stupid enough to think that Superman was just doing heinous acts and being destructive and causing problems, when obviously if Superman kills anyone, there'd probably be no proof that he killed him. I mean, he could just throw someone into space. No joke. If he murdered someone, after he was done, he could just throw the body into space. If it was that big of a deal, He could shoot freaking heat lasers and disintegrate them so there's nothing left. There'd be no way to tell if Superman was actually a murderer or not, But people are stupid, so you just gotta let that stuff slide, Our great hero is our greatest villain. More in Injustice. Go ahead and play that game real quick. Oh, man. Speaking of Injustice, the nightmare scene of Batman, where Batman was having a freaking dream about, I guess, the future that looked like a weird version of Injustice. It looked like Injustice if Superman was Darkseid. Because Superman had all the troops, but he also had freaking parademons flying around. And it was like, yeah, duh, okay. It's weird that Superman's working with these things. And it wasn't like, when you see Superman and he's being controlled by someone, you can usually tell he's being controlled by someone. Because they'll either have something on him or he'll look different. But it just seemed like he was just a douche. He was just literally being a douche. Because I guess somebody killed Lois. So there you go. He was just being a douche. But it's whatever. You saw the Flash was the one inside his freaking head, giving him those dreams, I guess. And then, goodness, it was weird. That shouldn't even been in the movie, to be honest. That should have been left out. It was odd. We didn't need to see that. But anyway, what else have I not gotten to? Because I've said quite a bit. I said that I had no feeling for Superman dying. Yes. No feeling for Doomsday dying. No feeling for Doomsday at all. I wasn't excited when Doomsday came out. I wasn't really excited, except for when Wonder Woman started fighting Doomsday. That was cool looking. But other than that, I wasn't excited during the Doomsday fight. Like, everything dealing with Doomsday was not very exciting. Honestly, they could have left Doomsday out of the movie. They could have cut that whole ending. Like, once, the whole thing about Doomsday, the whole thing about the crash ship and stuff, all that could have been cut out, and it could have just been Batman fighting Superman. They could have even left in the whole Lex Luthor kidnapping freaking Superman's mother and whatnot. And then they could have just had their fight over that, and then they went and rescued her. While Batman was rescuing her, Superman went and got Lex. And maybe instead of having Doomsday, when Superman went to go and get Lex, he could have been in his like armored suit or something and fought Superman in that. And it turns out that he had like extra kryptonite hidden somewhere and had it in his suit to fight Superman. And then maybe Batman comes out with another mech suit, and then it becomes a freaking mech battle. I'm just saying. Almost anything would have been more interesting than the actual ending to that movie, than the actual Doomsday thing that happened with the movie. But whatever, it happened. You can't change it now. Another dumb thing was that that they used the whole Batman and Superman's mothers having the same name thing to stop Batman from killing Superman. That was freaking weird. It seemed so out of place. It was so odd. But it was, because the thing is, again, I'm not a big Superman fan, but does Superman call his mother by her first name whenever he talks about her? Like, it seems weird that he would even say her first name as Martha needs to be helped. At first, when I was first watching it, I thought he said mother until Batman started overreacting to him saying Martha, and it was like, okay, apparently that's what he does. Anyway, I thought that was stupid. But there's something else that I'm missing that was really, really unnecessary. The files with all the other heroes. It was really it was really unnecessary to do that. Like the whole Flash and all that stuff, but it doesn't add nor does it take away from the movie, to be honest, because it's such a short section that it being there or it being removed wouldn't matter. Just being honest. But the Flash looked, I don't know, it's I can't really get into it because you didn't see enough to really make any good judgment on him. It was weird that he had a ponytail, or at least it looked like he had a ponytail. That was strange, but it was freaking Aquaman looked freaking odd. The only person who looked interesting was Cyborg. That seemed cool when Cyborg's body was materializing from what I'm guessing is the freaking alien tech from Doomsday. Because that's what happened in the New 52, isn't it? Like he fused with the Doomsday stuff and something like that. I can't exactly remember. I haven't seen that in so freaking long. But I believe it was some Doomsday tech that like merged with him and made him into Cyborg in the New 52. I could be wrong. Because I've been wrong before. But that's what I believe it was. So I don't know how they're doing that in the actual in the movies, but it looked cool. And that was about the only thing that looked cool out of those three. And the whole Wonder Woman thing was kind of odd too. But it wasn't like I disliked the person playing Wonder Woman. She wasn't bad, you know? Like people were saying, oh, she's blah, 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 blah. No, she wasn't bad. And, I mean, people are like, she's not shaped right for Wonder Woman and stuff. And I'm like, who really cares? To be honest, I don't really care about the whole shaping thing. This is real life. In real life, it would probably be, pretty odd to go and find a really attractive looking chick that was muscular toned like they wanted her to be. Because personally, I don't really care. I wouldn't really have a grand desire to see a muscular Wonder Woman. But apparently people did, and it's whatever to me. But it'd be hard to find an attractive, muscular woman to be Wonder Woman that could act at the same time, So, it was whatever to me. I thought she was alright. I didn't see a problem. Like most people were alright in this movie. It wasn't like there were a lot of people who were just bad for their roles. Lex Luthor. Freaking Alfred was great. And I love this Alfred. He was awesome. And, oh my goodness. The stuff that he said in the movie and the way that he acted, it was so freaking cool. But, again, he has the same issue that Batman does. There's not enough of him. And I understand it's not an actual Batman movie. So, you won't see it like that. But, Bruce Wayne, Ben Affleck, playing him, made me really excited to see a future Batman movie. Like, I'd be interested in a Batman movie. Heck, the new Wonder Woman made me interested in seeing a Wonder Woman movie, which I honestly didn't have any interest in before seeing this one. Now, Superman, on the other hand, did not make me excited to see another Superman movie. And it's mostly because of the ending. Because what do you do after this? Like, they killed Superman. So when he comes back, what do we do now? Like, honestly. Nothing's gonna be that big and that devastating unless they murder him again. And then people are gonna be like, well, you killed him again, but we saw him come back last time, so he can obviously come back this time. The only way they can get me hyped for a Superman movie is if when they show the next trailer, he bursts out the ground or something, or he comes out of the freaking, what do they call that? The Fortress of Solitude with a black suit on and a mullet. If he does that, I'll be excited. I'll be like, whoa, didn't expect that. Oh yeah, I want to watch this movie. But that's about the only way that you're going to get me excited for a Superman movie at this point. Anyway, that's about all I have to say about the movie. I thought it was pretty decent. Although I had all those complaints, I thought it was pretty decent. I like the whole Granny's peach tea thing. Where he set that up there and then blew her up. I like that. That was cool. But overall, it was just an okay movie. And when it comes out on Blu-ray, I'm going to pick it up just to see all the stuff that they took out of it and see if that would have helped it or not. And I might do another video talking about that stuff. But until then, this movie would probably be what? Like a 7 out of 10? Like, I would watch it again a couple more times. But you have to take this into consideration. The movie doesn't feel well paced, I guess. Like, it goes from fast to slow to fast to slow to medium style speed, then to super slow, then it goes to super fast. It's a roller coaster, and it's not. Well, let me put it this way: it's a roller coaster, and I hate riding roller coasters. There you go. When I go to amusement parks, I don't get on roller coasters. I have a fear of heights. And this roller coaster that they had, it confused the crap out of me. I didn't know whether to be scared that I was going up this high so slowly, or whether to be afraid that I was going to go downward so fast. But like I said, it's still a decent movie that you can watch and enjoy, as long as all that extra stuff doesn't really bug you like that. Heck, if you think of Lex Luthor as a different person, as a different villain, you could probably even enjoy this movie a couple of times. It'd be a much better movie. Anyway, that's all I got to say. And I've rambled on for way too long. I appreciate you guys sitting through this and listening to me. Like, you don't understand. It means a lot to me. And I will see you guys next time. Tell me your opinions on the movie in the comment section if you really care. And peace out. Have a great day. And thanks for watching.